Hello everybody, welcome to the channel. Today we're looking at a battle from one of my main videos, the Khuzait Only World Conquest run. That's a video where I can only use troops, companions and gear from the Khuzait culture pool, and that video will be in the description below. I want to talk about this battle unedited for new people looking for battle tips, and for fans of the channel interested to know how this battle turned out. This is unscripted, which is a weakness of mine, so it won't be as polished as the other videos, but it's good practice for me, entertaining for you hopefully, and we can both move on better for it. Either way, I've got a cup of coffee in my hand, and let's just have a chat. We're looking at a me, Khuzait versus Vlandian battle today. We do outnumber them. It's a 1,183 versus 978, but the significance of this battle, and why I want to show it, is the enemy have a significant amount of cavalry. They have 410 cavalry and 18 mounted archers, but cavalry was my weakness. That seemed to counter my army every time. What I would normally do is use my cavalry, which I have in my army as a total, I have 145, and that normally matched any army we came across. And I'd use them to intercept and distract and take out the enemy cavalry, while my mounted archers, the Khan's Guard, got into position, and I'd line up my infantry line, and then I'll just take out the remaining infantry in range. It's whatever quantity of infantry in range the enemy had, I seem to always come out on top. The tier 6 or tier 5, so I'm not sure, the Darkhans, the top tier infantry unit for the Khuzait, seem to be so versatile. I ended up absolutely loving them. They've got a spear, a sword and a shield, and I did not see any weakness from them. Even though there's no shock troop infantry unit for the Khuzait, the Darkhans seem to be all that I needed. But anyway, in this battle, because there's such a large amount of enemy cavalry, I really didn't know how to handle it. At the moment, I'm just looking for inspiration, I guess. I want to see how I can use these rocks to my advantage, and I think I found a way now. And which angle I want to fight them at, and how I want to bait the enemy cavalry so that I don't have to deal with them on their turns. In this battle, I am the attacker and they are the defender. That means that the computer AI, if they're the defender, they will find themselves a little pocket, set up defensively, and then wait for me. If they are the attacker, then they will charge. It doesn't matter about who outnumbers who, but in this particular battle, I am the attacker, so I know I have a little bit of time. They're going to wait for me, basically. You can see I've got no ranged units. I do have a group for them. I think that's just mainly captains, though. But I've got all my infantry in one. At the moment on the map, that's 244. And I'm going to use them in one long line. And I'll put them in shield wall eventually. And I'll find a good angle, because they're going to really be the guys that are taking out the infantry. They can handle one wave of cavalry easily, but it's the return charge from their backs that's what's going to cause a lot of casualties. When I played this, I was confident that I was going to win, but it's just how many losses I was going to take. I wanted this to be as clean as possible, because stopping a campaign to go and restock, particularly on a Vlandian conquest, because that's right on the other side of the map to my troop pool, I didn't want to stop, or I didn't want to make peace, and I didn't want and release all the lords that I had prisoner, and I didn't want to spend a long time away from the Vlandian conquest, or they'll just retake all their castles. There you go, a whole army of Darkhans. Looks fantastic. So 2 groups of 84 or 82 cavalry. That's what I'm trying to deal with. And they're not together, thankfully. But it's just how I can remove them from the game. I'm sort of stressing out here. You can see I want to pinch them from 2 angles. But the size of the map is quite large, so I'm I'm racing between the two. And they've got quite a bit of ranged units. What do they have? They have 346 ranged units. So if I go in front of the rocks, you might see me now. I'm at risk of getting pummeled by a few bolts. That was okay actually that time. But I want to stay behind the rocks. Here we go. This looks like a cavalry charge. There you go. So this is me trying to bait them to where I want them. So I've set up my shield wall. My Dark Khans are ready. I'll take a few out with my glaive. And then hopefully these guys can do the rest. I'm going to help out. Take them from the rear. They didn't actually burst through, which was good. I like my infantry being 2 deep. I know in the middle they're 3 deep. But I found an infantry line 2 deep to be superior in almost any setting. If that was an infantry charge, so I'm moving a little bit closer. So I missed that, but the second group of cavalry charged, obviously. That's my mounted archers there. Doesn't seem to have affected my troop strength that much. They seem to be handling themselves. Khan's Guard obviously have the glaive. They're a fantastic shock troop, but they are quite squishy. It doesn't take a lot for them to go down, particularly if they're out of weakness. But what was I saying? An infantry line that's 2 deep. It's mainly when the infantry lines meet, it's whoever wrap round the other infantry line that seems to win. So even if you are at a disadvantage numerically, I'm bringing my cavalry behind. Okay, yeah, I'm putting them to use. It's whoever wrap rounds. So having you 3, 4, 5 deep of infantry doesn't seem to be as good. Oh, here's a mistake. Let me pause it. There you go. So the enemy cavalry here are on one side. Like, this is the edge of my line, and I've got a really long line, and the cavalry are at the edge, and I didn't want them to wrap round. I want them to be in the middle and on the front of my infantry. And I've just rotated my line to make it a little bit more square so that they don't go to the edge. But in doing that, they've all turned around. So now I've just exposed my back to that entire cavalry charge, which was a big mistake. That was very poorly timed on my part. I should have just kept them still. But that doesn't seem to have done much damage. What was that? I saw 1 wounded. And now my cavalry are there. And see, they burst all the way through. If they went to the middle, most of them probably would have been stopped by the spears, not been able to break through. Just like that first cavalry charge that we saw, hardly any of them broke through. But this time, they all broke through. Luckily, I had my cavalry there in time. And now that'll slow the charge of that second return charge. A little bit hectic here, but we're not taking many casualties, which is good. This was such a fun battle to play. So I'm bringing up my Khan's Guard now. Now that the infantry are in front of them, it's now safer for my ranged units to get a little bit closer. They're my guys. Look, I took a swing at my guy. I thought that was the enemy. There you go. Look, that's a wonderful enemy cavalry charge. That was slow. 2 broke through. The others got caught up. Wonderful. Quick check of the thing. I think I just saw... I didn't see. So let's bring the infantry closer. If you saw, I'm not charging my infantry. They're still in shield wall. I made them walk. I just commanded them to walk right up to the enemy infantry line. I don't want them to charge. I want that line as long as possible. There you go. For as long as possible. If I were to charge, they'd all go into a bottleneck and reduce their line. I want the line as long as possible. That's really important. I got caught up here. Still, no red in the kill feed, only green. I'm trying to bait the infantry to actually walk a little bit forward because they've all got their shields up and my mounted archers can't do anything. Vlandian shields are pretty good. Here we go. There's the charge command. So now, with a massive long line, I'm just going to give them a little ball of death, and they're going to be completely flanked. I'm not so worried about the enemy cavalry now. I haven't seen what number we've reduced them to. But they must be... Look, we've taken half the army already, and that was entirely their cavalry. So I think they're less of a threat. I've just charged my horse archers. There's my cavalry. They're charging as well. Got him. Got him. The glaive is really long, but I just want it to be a little bit longer because I'm not that good. When I'm fighting, I think I'm a pretty competent player, but when I watch the footage back, I'm like, oh my goodness, I missed all those shots, or I missed all those swings, or what am I doing? Did I miss that? Here we go. I trust my army more. It's more out of my hands at this point. You can micromanage that entire start, but then when you hit charge for everyone, there's not much micromanaging you can do. Of course there is, but I think how well we handled that start, I trust them to do what they do now. Here you go. Oh, let me pause that. So what do we got? 438 kills. This is us, and they not kills. Sorry, that's us. Casualties that we've inflicted, and they've taken out 85 of ours. 30 of ours have died. Look at those figures. For us, I only care about the deaths. The wounded will heal back up. If we win, the wounded will heal back up, and if we win, those will be prisoners. So how I calculate it in my videos is we've taken out 438 of the enemy, but really that was at a cost of only 30 because they're the ones that are actually lost. Oh look, Mojo's got a kill. Very good, very good. So we've done fantastically well there. The casualties are coming in now, though. I wonder how the battle would have planned out if I just let the AI handle it. If I pressed F1 and F3, which would select all units and just charge them, no setup. I wonder how that would have planned out. We probably still would have won, possibly. My army is quite squishy, apart from the infantry. But we did outnumber them, but I reckon we would have had a lot more casualties. And I'm not worried about the second wave. It'll be the weaker units. It'll be the recruits. They might not even have shields. They might not even have, horsemen. There's a little infantry group balled together there. There'll be another group trying to catch up with them. When the infantry, when the reinforcements spawn, they don't organize themselves. They just try and catch up with their original group. So if we catch them before they reach their original group, then they're just running in a field. And my army is very mobile. I've got pretty decent cavalry, and I've got excellent horse archers. So not worried at all. At this point, look, I've just chosen a nice bit of scenery to park myself in. I think I'm checking my phone right now. I'm talking to my Discord saying what a crazy battle I've just won, maybe. And that wall of green. Oh, that one. Okay, forget I said that. Look at that wall of green. Very good. Very, very good battle. Like I say, that we have taken casualties now, but the balance of power. Look at the balance of power. We outnumbered them, but look at their bar at the top. We got way more space than us. All that means is, we outnumbered them by 200. We outnumbered them by over 200 units, but because of the tactics skill and I guess a number of other factors, we spawned with less troops than them on the battlefield. We have more troops than them, so we would keep getting reinforcements if our numbers were to diminish. But for whatever reason, they've got 2/3 of the power and we've got 1/3. But we still came out on top. Look at this. Can't even see any red anymore. Enemies are fleeing. Yeah, battle won, but look, there's the last guy there. Who's going to get that kill? Who's going to get that kill? Is it going to be me? That's the last guy. No, not me. Done it. Very good. Fantastic. I knew I was going to film this, so I'm just flexing for the camera now. There we go. Let me pause this. So look, what a wonderful battle. 978 Vlandians are now taken off the map. We won, so they're not going to heal back up. They're just going to... I'll take them prisoner and sell them. That's the beauty of it. But I did lose 50 men at the cost of it. So I started the battle with 1,183. This cost 50 troops. So I can move on to the next army, the next town, the next conquest. And carry on. Fantastic. Well, thank you for watching, everybody. I'm doing a couple more of these. If you want to watch a particular video, a particular battle from the video, let me know. I'll be sure to include it. And yeah, thank you very much for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.